What's that?
Give me watch the last meeting.
Just leaves out.
It's got to be read aloud. The council needs to vote, but I haven't paid attention to the exact words that it uses. I'm not sure on that. When you look at the charter and the code, it just says you have to certify the election results. Okay.
All right, Debbie, put those away.
You can hang on to those, or save them for another event. $7 o'clock. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is the City of Hannibal Official Council Agenda, Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Council Chambers, 7 p.m. Ask the clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Hart,
Here.
Councilmember Bowen,
Here.
Welch,
Here.
Beach,
Here.
Coy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson,
Here.
Councilmember Frank.
Okay, there being a quorum present, I'll call this meeting to order. Mayor Pro Tem Dobson, would you use the invocation, please?
Glorious God, you promised to open doors of blessing and abundance for your people. We ask that you would work mightily in us today. Come upon us and cause us to have a productive meeting. Lead each one of us that we may make fruitful contributions at this time. Enable us to think and strategize in ways that will achieve great results. Purify our thoughts and motives so that each one of us will enter this meeting desiring the good of others and the pleasure of your name. Amen.
Councilman Bowen, just one last time in the pledge, sir. Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, at this time, I would ask for a motion to amend the agenda. Listed in the agenda packet is a section for going into closed session that is not necessary. Should it be no reason for it to be on this evening, so I'd ask for that to be stricken from the agenda.
I'll make a motion to do such.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now I'm asking for a motion to approve the agenda as revised this Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried. Now seeking motion to approve the minutes of the regularly scheduled council meeting of April 19th, 2022.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried. Now seeking motion to approve the payroll claims for the first half of April 2022.
So moved.
Motion is second. Any discussion over payroll claims? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried. Council, at this time, we have bill number 22-007. Need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second and final reading and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
An ordinance of the City of Hannibal revising Chapter 13, Article 2, smoking prohibited indoor workplaces and public places. Section 13-27, where smoking not regulated, regarding regulation of private clubs. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Okay, I declare bill number 22-007 duly approved and adopted on this day. We have now before us bill number 22-008. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second and final reading and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried.
An ordinance of the City of Hannibal revising Chapter 7, Article 3, Housing Code of the revised ordinances of the City of Hannibal regarding metal siding. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
I declare Bill number 22-008 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have before us Bill number 22-009. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second and final reading and call the roll for adoption.
So move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
An ordinance of the City of Hannibal authorizing the mayor to execute a Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission amendment to State Block Grant Agreement Number 1 between the City of Hannibal and the Missouri Highways Commission in the amount of $483,002 for funding for the runway 1735 lighting at the Hannibal Regional Airport. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowman,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
I declare Bill number 22-009 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have before us Bill number 22-010. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a second and final reading and call the roll for adoption.
So move.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
An ordinance of the City of Hannibal amending the fiscal year 2021-2022 payroll ordinance number 1 relative to the reclassification of Parks Secretary, Fiscal Assistant to Finance Fiscal Management Assistant. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
I declare Bill number 22-010 duly approved and adopted on this day. Council, at this time, we have the certification of the election, the general municipal election of April 5th, 2022. The city clerk is obviously not here this evening. The deputy clerk is. I'm going to ask that the city attorney read the certifications and present those this evening.
Thank you, Mayor. Certification of election results of the general municipal election of April 5th, 2022. City Director of Finance has given the following results for the election. For Mayor, James R. Hark, total 1,283 votes, declaring James R. Hark winner of the mayor for the City of Hannibal. For Council Member, 2nd Ward, Michael J. Dobson, 272 votes. Steve Collier, 67 votes, declaring Michael J. Dobson winner of the 2nd Ward Council seat. For Council Member 4th Ward, Charles J. Phillips, 84 votes. Euland Leaders Jr., 24 votes, declaring Charles J. Phillips winner of the 4th Ward Council seat. In regards to Proposition 1, which was for the purpose of paying costs associated with infrastructure and remedial improvements, including without limitation, streets, gutters, and sidewalks, flood protection, levee improvements, levee equipment, emergency infrastructure projects, and demolition projects related to infrastructure, shall the city of Hannibal charge a city sales tax of 0.5%, said tax to be in effect for a period of 5 years beginning December 31st, 2022, and with the tax proceeds to be deposited into a special trust fund or account kept separate and apart from all the other funds of the city. Marion County, yes, 971 votes, no, 629 votes. Rawls County, 2 yes votes, 6 no votes. Total then being 973 yes votes to 635 no votes, showing a total of 1,608 votes cast for Proposition 1 for the city of Hannibal. As I said, 973 yes, 635 no, declaring Proposition 1 having passed by 338 votes. This time, Mayor, I would request that you go ahead and have the council vote to approve those election results and certify them.
So move.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the election results. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. And would you call that, please?
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Bowen, Councilmember Bowen,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I would ask to adjourn sine die, which time I will ask the city municipal judge, Honorable Don Bastian, to administer the oath of office to the newly elected officers.
Need a motion, Mayor.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Copy of the oath, apparently.
Solemnly swear. Laws. I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States. State of Charter and ordinance. I will faithfully office. I will faithfully discharge the office. I will act with impartiality, justice, and all men. I will act with impartiality, justice, and all men.
Okay. Clerk, I would ask you to go ahead and call the roll again, please, adding the new council member.
Mayor Hart,
Here.
Councilmember Phillips,
Here.
Welch,
Here.
Beach,
Here.
McCoy,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Here.
There being a quorum, I will call this meeting to order. Our first new order of business this evening, Caitlin Greathouse, Hannibal Free Public Library.
Hi,
How's it going?
great. Summer reading time again, so I expect to see everybody. Great, the summer. I'm just here to request the street closure to hold one of our programs, team event, but we have the stations outside, and it's very hard for all of the children. So just out of an abundance of caution, we would like to close off the alleyway behind
And we've done this before.
Yep.
Weren't always as fortunate the last couple of years, but that's a good thing. Fire Chief, you're aware of this event? Yes. It doesn't pose any problem to the fire department, does it? No problem. Okay. Is there a motion to approve the request?
So moved. Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried, Kate.
Great.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is Bobby Stevens with the Hannibal JCs. Okay. Okay. Could you go ahead and state your name for us, for those that don't know?
I am Sarah Osweiler with the Hannibal JC,
Okay, very good.
and I am here asking for a road closure on May 21st from 3rd and Lion to Main and Lion. We are bringing back the Rooster Run. We'd like to have the street shut off for a place for the runners to start and end without any worries of traffic or being close.
Okay. Council, I can tell you that everyone here is, all your departments have signed off and understand and see the route. It appears all the documents are in order, so it's your pleasure at this.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. That was easy.
Yeah, not too bad.
Very good. Thank you, Mike.
Sarah's going to present the next.
Yep, I was
Oh.
gonna stay up here.
What?
I'm learning the reins.
Oh, I see how it's going. Okay. Well, proceed with your next item that was tossed on you by Councilman Beach.
Yes, so the next item is for National Tom Sawyer Days. We'd like to go ahead and get approved those closures. From June 25th, July 5th, we would like to have barricades at Lion Street under the viaduct, South Main Street and Lion, South Main Street next to the flood wall, one at Lion and South 4th Street, one to the east of the viaduct at the church in the alley. It is requested closed for a fence painting and the carnival set. Tracy's can set up the barricades. We also request the use of the Armory parking lot for the carnival campers and have concrete barricades placed for the carnival on July 1st, 2022. They're also requesting the parade closure, close at Broadway from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. on July 4th. And that is just all of Broadway. And then fence painting closure as well on July 2nd and July 3rd from noon to 5 p.m. on both days. Have barricades on the road at North Main Street and Hill Street. The JC's set up the barricades there as well.
Okay. See here, council, just for your information, all department heads have been notified. HPD is also signed off and knowing manpower that's going to be required and their role in this as well. And it appears that the documents are in order. Madam Clerk, is the hold harmless? There is the hold harmless and there is the liability insurance already in place. So,
Motion to approve?
motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried there as well. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the North River Old Iron Club, Eric Duncan. Right. How we doing, Eric?
Good.
Good to see you.
We're coming tonight to request well, we're having a tractor drive coming down from Hannibal Grange College down to the Dutch Country General Store. Approval and assistance.
Okay. And I
It'll be
see
on June.
June the 4th. And I see here in the description that this is a fundraiser for the Great River Honor Flight.
Yep.
Very good. And I'm going to start on College Avenue. Part of that, my understanding, was to avoid utilizing the highway or anything, trying to maintain this less of an impact on traffic and that type of things. Council, I'm looking here, Hannibal Police Department, Marion County Sheriff's Department, Missouri State Highway Patrol are all involved in this as far as traffic control assistance. There may be an additional assistance needed north and Main Street, but those logistics, I'm sure, could be worked out. Looks like Hannibal Fire Department's going to provide a lead vehicle from College and College Avenue and Palmyra Road to the downtown area, so they'll be involved as well. And all documents are in order, hold harmless, and general liability insurance.
Motion approved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
I got a question. Did you get your questions answered? Okay, so the tourism director had some questions and her comments on there. I don't know, did you catch those? They were on the second page.
Okay. All right, there it is. I can forward these right to Eric, get the times of exact times when you think it's going to take place. I'm going to give you a copy of this so you can get with our tourism director, so they can put it on our webpage and assist in the promotion of this event.
Have a copy of insurance too.
Okay. Yeah, just, we know you've had one copy. Go ahead and provide a new copy here to the clerk, and that'll be great.
You guys did this last year, Eric, didn't you? Was it last year or the year before we did this?
Last year.
Did it last year too?
Megan, would you happen to have one of your cards with contact information? Provide Eric, and that way he can more easily reach you. But with that, there's a motion and a second. Any other discussion, sir? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Check with Megan there, and you were good to go, sir. Okay. Not yet. Okay. It's probably because it's so far. Okay. Next item on the agenda is Tammy Riley with Big River Steampunk Festival. Good evening, Tammy.
I'm here to ask for Main Street.
Okay. September 2nd, 5th. Looking here, there's some different requests here. I don't know if you got to speak with Andy. The city doesn't have any electrical panels ourselves. Looks like there's some that are owned by HHMC, but we don't have electric panels ourselves. The parking lot in front of the Y Men's Pavilion, that's private owned. Andy, do you know who owns that? Okay. The bleachers at 10-Year Gardens, I believe, belongs to the JCs. So check with them. Do you have a plan for any trash removal stuff? You do have that in place, okay. I'm just checking all the things to make sure we're on the same.
The other were the fans. Those are property of Marion County Ambulance District. So contact Chief Nemus, for those.
They're always glad to assist with those things. Just to provide them.
Does the festival require any additional police presence?
Yes.
You have private security? Okay. But not city services, just private security. All right. And that's been adequate? There's been no overwhelming issues in the past with private security? Okay.
Only thing fire requests is emergency access to the north main of Broadway, just wherever the barricade's set up, just so there's room where they could get in. Obviously, if something would happen, you want to be able to get there quick too. So, council, we don't have the hold harmless or proof of insurance yet, or certificate of insurance yet. Obviously, this event's off in September, and you really can't acquire that, but it could be approved pending those documents if you so wish.
I'll make a motion to approve pending the hold harmless and the certificate of liability.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Let us know if you require any assistance getting to certain people, and we'll do all we can to help. All right, Tammy, thank you. Mark Malowiski, 909 Church. Good evening.
Realized last week wasn't last time I was here, but said about he told about me, so I'd like to start over. Okay?
Proceed.
First, I was going to have some, but we didn't get a chance to get together. Talk things out. Try to handle this. So, anyways, ma'am, came to court,
It was a while ago. I think it was whenever it was.
I want you to repeat what I came to you for.
You came in and you were complaining that you felt like you were being singled out. I don't remember if that's the exact word that you used. I don't think it was, but that harassed. At that point in time, we being the city, were responding to police calls for loud music, and the fire department was being called on you several times for, I think you'd had an open pit burning.
Right.
Yep. So that's when you'd come in.
Tell what I said. What's going on there? I said I was being harassed,
You said you were being harassed.
and that music was my religion.
You did say that music was your religion.
So what I'd like to start with is that, I'm from Hannibal. I was born and raised here, and I raised on the south side. I'm from here, been here all my life. But not all. Escaped. I came back here in '94, and I was married. I had 3 stepchildren. I had a son, and things got bad. My wife became an alcoholic. I mean, we both drank. I'm not saying we didn't drink, and he started being abusive. Okay, and I have paperwork at home. I didn't bring it with me. At first, she abused me. She'd go after me. She's a sweet person. When she got drunk, she turned into this. I mean, you see a change on her face. Some evil being would enter her body, and she just be hateful. Just started abusing me. Then went from me to my son. Started being abusive towards him. One night I come home and she'd been to the bar. She comes in, gets on my son, and starts poking him in the chest, screaming, shaking, and all drunk. I told her to get off. She wouldn't get off of him, so I went to pull her off. When I did, she grabbed him, grabbed the back of the couch, so I pulled harder to get her off of my son. And when I did, we all fell off. And I think my son landed on her shoulder and broke off. Okay, well, they didn't care about my son being abused. They charged me with domestic violence. And so I spent 8 months in county jail waiting to go to trial. I went to trial with a lawyer, public defender, worthless. But this is an unwinnable case. You should take it. And I made him work for me. I made him do his job. His name is John Hank. The worst lawyer I've ever seen in my life. Never won a case, but I won because I wasn't guilty. That I beat the case. I won. I wasn't. And 3 months later, after all that time sitting there in jail, 3 months later, I got my place. I got my own place. I got out of jail. Didn't have a thing. I had to get a new job, new place, and I got my son. Because he was always at the bar. Come to my place, so I had custody of him. Well, I had an ex parte case. Come over my house trying to take my son. And in the meantime, the police got called. I had an ex parte against her. She's at my house. I had to take my son who I had custody of. And when the police came, they handcuffed me. That I was being belligerent. They're letting her take my son. Never charged her with breaking the ex parte or nothing. And in the meantime, the officer, Doug Dry, decided he was going to bulldog me into the ground. I was handcuffed behind my back. When he tried to, I just turned my head and I went down. And when he did, he tripped, he fell. He dislocated his shoulder. Trying to hurt me is what he was trying to do. And I did nothing. And so he got hurt. I go to jail for another 8 months. Went to go to trial again for assault on a police officer. Something I didn't do, he did. Okay? I got found not guilty. I mean, I sat there for another 8 months. I sat up in that jail cell, almost 2 years over things I didn't even do. Okay, and so I have a thing about the police here in Hannibal. They've treated me unfairly. And so then, I got divorced, everything, I got everything straightened out. I don't have heavy felonies on my record. I come back, I moved over here to Church Street. And I mean, that building that I'm living in is, everybody that was living there was a drug dealer, or they're on something, or they're, thieves and liars, and that's the type of people I can't deal with. Okay? I don't care what people do. Hey, if you're hurting other people, or if you're taking for other people, you're doing wrong. If you want to do drugs, that's fine. But hey, I work for everything I've ever done. I paid for it myself. I have to think about it. I think people that drug addicts are liars and thieves before they ever became drug addicts. Okay, so anyways, I'm there, and about a year and a half later, or a year later, woman moved in across the street. We were all friends, we got along, we played the violin, we talked, I told her I passed and everything about it, like the police that I have a problem with, and how I feel about music. I mean, I spend my whole day, I just sit on my porch and play my music. I'm trying to learn how to play the guitar, not hurting anyone. And I didn't have any problems until the day that I told that woman I wouldn't help her. The next day, she started calling the police on me. And she started calling the fire department. It's like she lived there for 9 months, there wasn't a problem. Up until the point that I said I wouldn't help her. And that's when the harassment started. And it's never been about me. It's about her having her vindictive ways, and her having a thing against me, so I wouldn't help her anymore. And I guess I embarrassed her or something. That's when she started calling the police on me. It had nothing to do with me. And it still doesn't. Okay? So what do the police do? No matter what happens, I'm at fault. It's always been that way ever since I moved back to this town. It's like, I don't know if it's because I was the man, I was expected to somehow control my wife without controlling her or whatever. I couldn't do it. There's nothing I could do to get her to stop drinking. I quit drinking. I'd find bottles under the sink, in the bathroom. Until she decided to quit, she wasn't going to quit. And so here I am on Church Street, and I've lost everything I had, everything I ever had in my life that mattered to me. Okay, and so here I'm on Church Street, and 5 years ago I picked up a guitar. I bought one. I thought, man, I'll try this again because I love music. So all of a sudden, next thing you know, I was able to play along with songs that I was listening to. All my life, it's like from the 70s from here, it was music. The early 70s, late 60s, my sisters were all older than me. It was all about, music. And it's what got me through my life. All the bad times, everything I went through in my life, something in music compares to that. And it means everything. Music means everything to me. It's what gets me through. It's when I get stressed, I listen to music. And it chills me out. Okay? And I'm not trying to do anything to anyone down there on Church Street. And I never was. I'm not trying to impress anybody or anything. I'm just I'm playing for God. Me and God, my goal is to be in God's band. I want to be lead guitarist. And, it means a lot to me, but it might be my dream, but it's a better dream than trying to be successful in this life, I think, something that you're looking forward to the next life. But anyway, so, and how many tickets it's been, I have no idea. It's been, every time police come to my house, and the woman knows it, it's like PTSD. It sets them off in me. makes me feel like I'm gonna go back to that jail cell. And I spent for years up in that jail cell. I mean, I've spent years in there just for a one-hitter. I spent 6 months twice for one hitter, you know, and I was guilty of that, but now I have a medical marijuana card. It's legal, you know, so things change. You know, I stand up for what I believe in. And so here we are, and I've been harassed, and the judge will not hear. She came up and she said, two things I was hoping she would, and she didn't. You know, I didn't coach her. I didn't ask her. I asked her what I came in to talk to her for, and it was over a year ago, wasn't it? And she said, "Well, you said you were being harassed, and that music was your religion." That's what she told the judge, and that's exactly what I told her, and that's what I came for. I just wanted some help. I mean, because I didn't know where else to turn. That's why I came to you for looking for help, and I feel like at City of Hannibal, the police department, no matter what I do, they're against me, and they're trying to. I don't know why. I don't have any felonies.
Mark, can I call you Mark? Because it's easier for me to say. Mark, I can tell you the police respond to calls when they get them. And as far as what occurred in 1994 and stuff, that was basically when I was there. And I don't think if there's maybe one person left from 1994 there maybe. And that Doug Dry guy, he's dead.
I know.
So, I mean, they're not, I'm going to be real man to man. They have a lot better things to do than hold grudges, and they are way busier than to worry about some loud music. There are far, and you've mentioned it, there are far more heinous crimes going on in this community than loud music, and it's nothing bigger pain in the rear end is to go to a loud music and dog barking calls, because they really want to go out and solve crimes that are affecting individuals' livelihoods. However, if someone feels that music is too loud and they call and complain, they have a right to complain, and we have to respond whether we like it or not. And I can assure you that, and I'm looking at one of the older guys that I remember hiring, sitting back here now. I'm sorry, I'm older than you, so I can say that. He doesn't want to go on these calls any more than anybody else. In fact, he sits in the office now. So I don't think they would treat you unfairly. If the lady who's calling and complains requests the police to come and she wants to sign a complaint, they have to issue a ticket. That is the judicial process. They don't have a choice. It isn't a discretion. And then the proper venue to argue it is in the court in front of the judge. I mean, we have no authority whatsoever over the judge. As you can see earlier, were you here earlier? The judge actually swears us in. So we don't have any control over the judge. He can adjudicate the cases in his court as he sees the evidence. And the next level in that would be to appeal to the Associate Circuit Court, which is Judge Bringer Shepherd, I guess. Or Judge Jackson?
Judge Jackson is the Associate Circuit Judge.
Okay.
He's just impartial and unfair as other
And then,
I ran into.
but Mark, that is, honestly, that is where it lands.
Just an idea. I like my music loud too, but so that I don't disturb other people, there's a couple of options. Some are the Bluetooth earbuds, go right in the ear, or headphones. And
his is played himself.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So do you not have that app?
It's not about the music. It's not about the loudness of music. It doesn't matter how loud my music is. And you can go, I can hear somebody walking from a block away, but they want to say they heard my music from a block away. I mean, it depends, you know, how much moisture is there in the air is how far sound carries. It's really not about the music. And I wish, that's what I'm trying, you know. She told him that my neighbor came in and said, she's harassing him. I mean, he came in and he's not on my side.
Have you filed harassment charges against your
And
neighbor?
finally, see, here we go, right here. Here's the problem. One officer finally did take my complaint this weekend and filed harassment charges. But that guy he's not gonna press charges on her, even though she is harassing me.
I don't make those decisions, Mr. Malinsky.
But that's what the officer said. He
Well,
said,
Mr.
I'm
Malinsky-
gonna give this to the prosecuting attorney, but that's up to him whether he,
Mr. Maluski, what I'm trying to tell you is, despite my frustration with your inability to tell the truth, I'm not
Hey,
the
just
one.
stop right there.
I'm not the
And
one that does the
don't
process.
call me a liar, because I ain't lying about anything. What am I lying about?
That's it. You can leave. We're done.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
you're a liar. You're
Goodbye.
a liar. Call me a liar again.
Officer, make sure he leaves.
Yes, kiss my ass. Hey, your time's gonna come, buddy. I swear on my soul, because I will not rest.
It's unfortunate. I actually had an conversation with him where he was calm in demeanor. That's unfortunate.
Well, Lisa Pack, manager, continue.
I'm not sure how to follow that. But, okay, so, I have, under my name, request to hire a municipal court clerk. I'm going to turn that over to the judge to kind of make the case.
Well, who knows
That
better
was a
than
good pun.
Appreciate it.
Now we can respect some of the things that you have to put up with in your court, sir.
Well, in that note, we're here to ask for more. Bottom line. But what I want to tell you, to make sure you understand, so the Hannibal Municipal Court is undergoing some changes. It's with new software. We are overseen by called Office of State Court Administrator, actually OSCA, right? And they want us to use new software that's rolling out throughout the state called the Show Me Court system. It interfaces with CaseNet system, if you've seen that online, cases, docket, trace the history of what's happened. And that system is greatly different than what we use now. We're currently using a lawman court automated system. The Show Me system is much more robust. It will have more ability to show what's going on, set the dockets, and track the cases. For example, it automatically sends warrants out, but the system's automatic. It has a collection agency kind of built in. It sends them to collections after a certain amount of time. So it's, in that sense, it's good. The data entry part is swamping. And it has had that effect on clerks all across the state. There are courts smaller than us that have more clerks. There are courts our size that have twice as many clerks. So look at the size-wise, that would tell you a hint of what's going on. Another way to look at it is it affects the prosecutor's office. It's more work for them to get the cases filed. Hannibal Police Department was able to get a system called
Digiticket.
that helps them automate it. We don't have automatic. We need more help to get the data. We have clerks now that are at capacity. Say they were at capacity before we made the switch to Show Me. Now they're swamped. They have things backing up. Deposits they can't get on there to make. They're still trying to learn the system and struggling with that. Once they learn it, they have an extra person. Looks like they can keep up with the flow. If you're in the office for a while, you see how one of the clerks is usually busy on the phone. And we have the walk-in people in with questions like the last one. And they come in with questions. Someone else that wants to come in and pay a fine. So they can't just spend all their time on that system. Court is in session, which is Wednesday mornings, Thursday afternoons. Then two of the clerks are required to leave the office downstairs and come to the municipal courtroom, police station. So one of them sits in court with me. One of them tends to the window called the reception lobby. So at least one person just back at the office. Bottom line is we're requesting that you, council, approve hiring just one more system. And that's our request. If you have questions.
I can add that I was down there today and spoke with the judge and also the clerks downstairs. And the state doesn't even have a way for you all to deposit the fees that you've collected or the fines that you've collected yet. And they're still trying to work that out with your clerks. I think they told me they were 6 or 7 weeks behind on that.
They are. There's a sub issue there going on. Is that this software was created where you could have what's called a violations. Easily go online and pay their tickets, and they don't have to go to court. That part is automated. The system is pretty good at that, but there's a catch. Use that violations bureau, then you have to use a schedule of fines that is set up by someone at the state. You can't use our current schedule. I think our fines are appropriate, what we have, so you can't use what's called violations. And can't use violations bureau. We're in the minority across the state by not using violation bureau. OSCA, I believe they really are trying to push us to use that violation bureau, and they're not helping the clerks the way I think they should. That's why the clerks are struggling with that issue.
And I did witness, stacks of backlog down there, and I guess one of the other courts also sends in their information to your clerks, and I guess that's only getting done once a week, and they said that sometimes it's 300 to 500 at a time, so their backlog.
Sheer volume.
Yes.
Your Honor, is this your first formal request for additional clerks?
Made a request for additional clerks about years ago, and that was when the clerk's office was stationed at the Hannibal Police Department. Since then, we've been moved downstairs to collectors and some minimal help from there, but there are laws on how much help we can. So this will be the second. First request we did.
3 years is a long time.
Well, based on what I saw and the conversation this morning, I'd make a motion to approve the request.
Knowledge that I've been provided thus far, I would make a second to your motion. Is there any other discussion?
Sounds like it's needed.
With the motion in a second, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Judge, your request has been approved.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda is Wesley Metz, Director of Finance. Good evening.
I sent you a memo with our proposed budget schedule. I'm asking for a budget workshop on May 18th, 5:30. That fits with everybody's schedule. Not for a different day.
Unless there is a terrible, terrible conflict you have to miss, it'd be great that you could.
I won't be in the Caribbean this time.
Okay.
Won't be. Very good. Being that as we can post that as an open CWC, we don't have to formally make a motion for that, do we, Counselor? Okay. You can just do that. So it appears May 18th works for everyone here. Wes?
I will get you a copy of the
What day is
proposed
that?
budget.
Wednesday.
No,
May 18th at 5:30 p.m.
I am unable to attend. We have an economic council meeting
Okay.
as host. It's
We
a,
need to pick a different.
As long as we have a quorum, we can still do it. So still provide
Yeah, I'm going to try to
Councilman
get it out
Phillips
to you
with,
guys Friday.
right. That way,
Proposed budget and any questions you have. Way we can address them.
that'll be fine.
and if you have any input that you would like to present that evening, forward it to city manager or one of the other council, we'd be glad to
That's not a problem
bring
at
it forward. Okay. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's me again.
You're doing this one? Okay. Lisa Peck, go ahead and proceed with the next item.
Okay. So the next items that I have are requests to reset the public hearings. We did not actually get them noticed when we needed to. So because of the way that the meetings fall this month, we're going to make the request to set the public hearing for Tuesday, June 7th. So it would be that first council meeting in June. The first one will, again, be, I did an explanation in depth on these last time, but to amend Chapter 9, Article 4, Stormwater Runoff Management, Section 9-189, Project Classifications and Fees, and I would request that we set that public hearing for Tuesday, June 7th at 6:15.
Is there a motion to approve Tuesday, June 15th? A second.
What'd you say? June what?
June 7th.
June 7th
At 6:15.
at 6:15.
Yeah, second.
Second,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I said, second.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
My
Your
next one is to set a public hearing for Tuesday, June 7th at 6:30 to amend Chapter 28, Article 111, Construction, or Article 3. That's what it is. It's Article 3. It wasn't all together. Construction Maintenance Improvements, Section 2805, which is that one with the sidewalks having to be not greater than and exactly 1 foot from the, yeah, that one. So if I could have a motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Next
Okay,
one.
my final one is to amend Chapter 9, Article 4, Stormwater Runoff Management, Section 9-187, to delete the part that says only the Planning and Zoning Commission may waive the stormwater management requirement and allow the acting city engineer to make that determination. I'm requesting that we set the public hearing for June 7th at 6:45.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carried. You'll get them noticed up.
Well, I won't, but yes, I will get.
You will ensure that it
make
is.
sure that.
Andy Dorian, Director of Central Services. You have a couple of items.
I do. I tried to get to 10, but I only made it 7. First off, we have 2 donations of properties from Caitlin Carroll, one at 201 Dowling and the other at 205 Dowling. One is already a burned house. The plan is to get those tore down very quickly in May. And in addition, some really bad road damage, the entrance of Dowling. We have to get one of our largest excavators in there, so the goal is to get those down, get that excavator out there, and then make the road patch at sometime in May. So those are resolutions to follow. Next, we have a donation of property at 1512 Guernsey from Jolene Anderson, and that too will then be put on the demo list. Resolution to follow. Okay. Next, we have 2 change orders. These are a little bit different in that we requested these change orders. The first one is for some additional riprap at a price of $2,012.83. It's the big, large riprap. Crane company and everybody was already down there, so for them to add the riprap was actually cheaper than if we were to do it in house. There were some bare spots that we wanted to add some more rock. So that's a resolution to follow. And the second is a request that we made from D&L Excavating, who is the concrete sub for Newton Marine. This is a change order of $26,800. This is to add curbing all along the closest to the railroad tracks along grass. If anybody's been down there where everyone's been driving through the grass,
yes,
causing vandalism issues. This would add curbing along there, preventing that from happening. This would be paid for by the Parks Department. And what we would do is we come in after the fact, bring in some more dirt, level out, seed and straw.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that we have to do this, but if we don't, it's just going to become a mud pit.
I see. That's resolution 240922 to follow as well. The next item.
Next up is the approval of the Meadow Creek subdivision, the streets and stormwater. The city engineer and I, Mark Ross, have met. We looked everything over, made a couple corrections to some stormwater, and we are good to go. So this is bill number 22-011 to accept the streets and the stormwaters.
Looking good out there.
And your last item.
So we just got brought in Chad Collier, who's going to be our new assistant director on the Parks and Recreation side. Right now, we only have one car between the 4 of us, which gets a little bit of issues when we're running around all over the place.
Holds 4 people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this would add a second vehicle, a truck, and it has tow package, would allow us to tow trailers, recreational events. The low quote was from Blue Fuse Dodge for $29,000.
Is that a state bid, Andy?
It is state bid.
Is there a motion to approve Andy's request for the park administration vehicle?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? And I'll ask, this something you can absorb in your budget?
Yes. Yep.
Without any alterations, is that correct? Okay, that's the only question I had. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Lemon.
Mayor,
Try not
as
to
you
make
know, we
anybody
certainly,
mad this time.
pardon me?
Try not to make anyone mad this time.
Well, I'll do my best. As you know, the voters approved the sales tax. We also need to pass an ordinance to do that, and that is bill number 2202 to follow.
Thank you very much, sir. Council, at this time, we come to our resolutions and bills. We have first Resolution 2405-22. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
A resolution or authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement and release and general warranty the donation of property at 201 Dowling from Caitlin Carroll to the city of Hannibal. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Declare Resolution 2405-22 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have before us Resolution 2406-22. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement and release and general warranty deed for the donation of property at 205 Dowling from Caitlin Carroll to the city of Hannibal. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes. Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem
Yes.
Dobson.
I declare Resolution 2406-22 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have before us Resolution 2407-22. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion's carried.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a settlement agreement and release and general warranty the donation of property at 1512 Guernsey from Jolene Anderson to the city of Hannibal. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Declare Resolution 2407-22 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have Resolution 2408-22. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a $2012.83 change order number 1 for the addition of the type number 4 riprap on the riverfront as part of the South Dock modification project. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach, McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dobson.
Yes.
Declare Resolution 2408-22 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have Resolution 2409-22. I need a motion to have the clerk read this resolution and call the roll for adoption.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a $26,800 change order number 2 for the addition of curbing along the west portion of the Riverfront Road as part of the South Dock modification project. Mayor Hart,
Yes.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Welch,
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
McCoy,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem
Yes.
Dobson.
I declare Resolution 2409-22 duly approved and adopted on this day. We now have before us Bill number 22-001, or correction, 22-011. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
An ordinance of the city of Hannibal approving and accepting dedication of constructed roads and stormwater in the Minnow Creek subdivision Phase 1 and 2 in the city of Hannibal, Marion County, Missouri.
Council, we now have Bill number 22-012. I need a motion to have the clerk give this bill a first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
An ordinance of the city of Hannibal imposing additional limited city sales tax on 0.5% for the sole purpose of funding citywide infrastructure and regional improvements as approved by the City of Hannibal Voters Act, April 5th, 2022.
Motion to approve, or to adjourn.
And a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
I'll turn my phone off 3 times tonight. And it keeps ringing.
Do you have U.S. Cellular? Yeah.
So have you worked with them?
Yes. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I got a 7:30 appointment.
tomorrow, so what time is going to lunch? It's Wednesday tomorrow.
Sit down, go over any.
And where you want to go?